Welcome to the #1 friendship podcast in the country. I'm Matt Ritter.
I'm Aaron Caro.
Guys, we are stoked. You know we're stoked. Some of you are already listening to our brand new Audible original, The Buddy System. If you haven't checked it out, it's everything from the pod and all of our newer tips and hacks and our 39 years of friendship on how to make and maintain friendships and build rituals like the awesome one that we have. So please check it out. It's audible.com/the buddy system.
Matt, can you just do that URL one more time for me?
Oh, no more backslash?
So it's audible.com/the buddy system. So Matt, you know how occasionally we'll do a correction on the show? Occasionally.
Yeah.
Well, one of us has to admit that they're wrong, et cetera, et cetera. This is the opposite of that. And that you were wrong, actually even worse than I thought you were.
How?
So first of all, it's a /. Matt's been saying audible.com/the buddy system. It's not even the right slash.
It's not even the right angle. It's the complete opposite.
You went the wrong. You've been telling people the wrong address.
Wait, what is backslash?
Backslash is like you never use it. It's for a file. If you're like in the DOS.
Oh, that's like coding. Oh, that's like a coder. Only coders. Oh, because my dad had a software company. That's where the backslash has always been in my head.
Yeah, it's always been in your head.
Backslash has always been in my mind most days.
Yeah. So whatever the opposite of a correction is, you were wrong twice as bad.
Oh God, I'm sorry. There's people trying to like pull up code on. They're inside Audible's algorithm.
Probably no one's ever done a backslash, and it probably crashes.
They're seeing the bits and bops, the dots. You know, they're seeing just like the black screen with the white, like the old school internet.
Yeah, it's like a Matrix.
Yeah, exactly.
Backslash.
Wow. Well, my apologies. So, Kara, we've been getting some variation of this question, which I'll get into later from a listener question, but just this topic about, hey, how do we and where do we make these friends? Where's everybody making friends, right? And we always try to say, hey, let's make your life easier. Let's go for the low-hanging fruit. Let's not assume we're just starting from scratch and we have to go to a bar or go to some soccer league and show up and meet a total stranger. We advocate for this, especially in the book. We advocate for you starting from some of the more obvious sources. And one of those is fringe friends. It's somebody who you feel good about, you hang out with on occasion, but probably not one-on-one. And, probably not very consistently. You may have their number, you may not, but it's somebody that you've had more than, just casual convos with, and you feel there's a real friendship there. So I wanted to talk about that this week about, hey, who are the people that we should be trying to make friends with? I mean, when you think of fringe friends as a target, who do you think of as kind of your main sort of source for that?
Well, I would say actually we usually talk about fringe friends even broader. I mean, you're almost talking about people you already have some sort of friendship with.
Mm.
I think in Audible we talk about like it's someone that you know each other's name.
Yeah.
Like if you see the same guy at the gym every day, like I had, I wasn't friends with that person, but they were a fringe friend.
Well,
that you've never seen outside
more
the
than
office.
high and by. If you're saying high and by, you're an acquaintance. I don't agree with that. I think you're talking about.
Well,
you're talking about.
Your neighbor who you had lived next to, but you've never had a beer with. I mean, what does that count as?
Well, that's a neighbor. I think that's its own separate category because there's a built-in, there's a built-in identified sort of thing there.
Yeah.
I think fringe friend is somebody that you've had some substantive convos. They don't have to be a friend necessarily yet. I mean, that's why fringe friend is amorphous. We're debating what the actual parameters of fringe friend are. I mean, you want to make it broad, fine. The guy at the gym you say hi to every now and then.
Oh, listen, I'm just quoting I went back to look at what we defined it in the Audible original.
No.
I went to the source.
Yeah.
You said, this is what you said.
Okay.
a coworker you like, a guy you work out with at the gym, a classmate you trade notes with, a guy you only see at mutual friends' birthday parties, a fellow parent you chat with at school drop off, your neighbor you say hi to while taking out the trash or mowing the lawn. And then they make fun of you because you've never mowed your lawn.
Yes, because we have fake grass. But I have in the past when we had real grass.
Yeah.
And I did it growing up every couple of weeks. We had a really crappy lawnmower, like a really old school one. Like
wait, you had the one where you like
the grass cutting, like, you push cart.
Oh man. My next door neighbor, remember Kenny?
Of course. How can you forget Kenny?
His dad, was his family would live next door to us.
Yeah.
His dad ran his foot over with one of those things.
Ooh, and blood and
oh yeah,
like did he lose a toe? Did he lose multiple toes?
I believe a toe was very badly damaged, and my parents drove him to the hospital.
Oh my god!
He just showed up with at the front door with a toe in one hand and
and a bunch of grass in a bag. Yeah. Help me fish out my toe. It's in this bag.
Have you ever rode a riding lawnmower?
No.
Seems like it would be fun.
It would be fun. You need a big property for that.
Oh yeah, to have a riding lawnmower. Yeah, not in
if you tell somebody I have a riding lawnmower, you know they're doing well.
Yeah. Okay, I interrupted you. So, what do you think about this? About your definition?
No, so I love my definition. Except you made it seem like you're the guy you work out. When you say work out with, that means you're like working out with. You said guy you see at the gym. Those are different.
Okay, fair. Yeah,
So I think that's a good look. I think we could add to that list, but I think that's a good starting point of people.
I'd say a person that you have never hung out one-on-one with.
I agree.
You know each other's name. You may not have their number. And I think that's you're not going to make friends with your car mechanic, but if you see another guy at drop off every day, and you've never hung out with him, or you have a coworker who you've never hung out with outside the office, fringe friend.
Yeah. And I think, again, there's certain things you have to ask yourself, right? First is why haven't we hung out? So most of the time it's just because nobody's, crossed that, what we call the invisible boundary, right? We talked about this in the Audible, that we've set up all these invisible social boundaries, like, oh, you're a dad, I'm a dad. We see each other at the school drop off, and that's when we converse. And even if we're having a good time, that's where it ends. There is no rule that says it has to end there. There is no rule that you can't invite somebody you met at the gym to go get a smoothie afterwards. I don't know. Is that what people do?
As you were saying that, I saw your brain go.
I meant protein shake, not smoothie.
Yeah, I mean, you've got people you work with, you've got neighbors. There's no reason why they have to stay like that. And what we try to tell listeners is that you could meet a complete stranger, and we have tips for that. But before we get there, let's start with the people you already know. Right? Let's start on level 2 already. At least you know this person. They're, if they're nice and normal. Now, what you don't know is if they're DTF, down to friend, or OTF, open friendship.
And I love what you said there. We need our audience to understand you're not starting at level 0. A lot of people want to start from level 0. You don't have to. It's hard at level 0. Level 0 is the hardest level to start at in the game. We have the Mike Tyson's Punch Out shortcut codes. We're giving you the shortcut codes.
Yeah.
007-373-5963. I don't know if that's right.
Up, down, AB. Yeah.
We're giving you the shortcut. We're not saying, hey, we're giving you the shortcut to make it automatic that you're gonna, be BFFs with somebody, but we're trying to just instill in your mind that you're not starting on level. You don't always have to start at level 0. You don't have to push a boulder up a mountain. There's ways to just make this a gentle fake hike, like the one we do in Runyon Canyon out here in LA.
Yeah. So I think our little bit of what's it called? Is it call to action or homework?
Yeah.
Is just make a list. I mean, you could do this in your notes app or just do it while you're listening to us right now. Who are your fringe friends? Who are your acquaintances or people that you know their name, they know your name, but you're not friends with them yet? Coworker, neighbor, just guy you see around the neighborhood. Let's start there from this list and see if we could find someone we want to can level up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, again, we have to go back to the why this isn't happening a little bit. I want to back up to it feels awkward, right? It feels weird. I don't know. Right? Like I want to just go back to like the mindset of like, why haven't you asked your neighbor for a beer? Or why haven't you asked the guy at the gym? Or why haven't you asked the dad? Because it feels awkward. It feels uncomfortable. They're gonna say no. Well, actually, they're probably gonna say yes.
Also, way less weird than talking to a stranger.
Way less weird. But I think
You
maybe here's what I think. I think maybe with a stranger, you never see them again if it's weird.
know, that's fair. I guess that's fair. Well, I suppose do you think it's important to talk about getting the digits, or he's sneezing, he's not sneezing, bless you. By the
Thank you.
way, if you're listening to us, you could also watch us for free on YouTube and you could see Matt sneeze.
Yeah, if that's something you're into. Is there a sneeze like only
Sneeze
feats?
porn?
Yeah, sneeze porn. Oof,
Do you, I assume you don't, but like, what do you think about like the pimple popping?
love it.
No, really?
It's the best.
Ew, you watch like Pimple Popper MD or
No, I
whatever?
don't watch it, but I don't watch any of that weird stuff. But I'm just saying, if I get a glimpse of it, it's intoxicating. If I get a glimpse of them in some like random village in India with just a pair of tweezers and they pull like a 40-foot tube of earwax out of somebody's ear who's like 110 years old, man, that is intriguing.
Didn't you once have like a huge piece of earwax pulled out of your ear?
Well, I get they do it with a like a machine.
Suction?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what
they
do
were
you
like,
mean?
"Oh, I'm surprised you've been like basically deaf for the past 6 months."
You've had it more than once?
Yeah, but I go in every like I'd say go in probably every 2 years. You never go in to get your ears cleaned?
I've never even heard of that.
Oh, it's very common. Very common.
To get
A
you,
lot
so
of
who do you
people
go
have
to?
wax buildup. A lot of people have wax buildup in their ears because
Where do
most
you
people are
go?
using Q-tips and
Audiologist?
shoving them down.
Well, I don't use Q-tips. You're not supposed to use Q-tips in your
Right.
ears.
Right. A lot of people use them and they shove them down. I happen to get sinus infections easily, so that backs me up.
What kind of doctor do you go to?
An ENT. So that's one of the services they offer. The clean out. It's like a colonoscopy for your ear. Or like a what's that thing people do, the cleanse? It's like a cleanse for your ear. It's an ear cleanse.
Oh my God. What the hell were we talking about?
I don't know, but it's very common, ear cleanses. It's very, very. Or should we just take a listener question because it'll hit a lot of these things?
Before we do, listeners, will you please reach out to us if you regularly get your ears cleaned by an ENT? No response from Matt. All right. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, this is asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram, Man of the Year Podcast, and we will answer it on the show. Matt, take it away.
Hey, Matt and Karo, I've got a quote unquote friend I see at parties or group hangs. Every time we talk, it's great, but it never goes beyond that. I'd actually like to be real friends, like hang out one on one, text sometimes, be in each other's lives. How do I do that without it feeling awkward? I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about. So
Can
this
you just
is
tell me
the almost friend.
what was the first line about how they hang out?
I see them at parties or group hangs. What you were talking about, they've never hung out one on one. The
Okay.
almost friend. The almost friend. It sounds like, you vibe, you laugh, chemistry, no momentum. That's the problem, right? There's no momentum here. You could see them, every party, and that's it, right? You're basically stuck in. I will only see this person that could be a friend at parties unless I act on this. So it's actually, like I almost am like you have to do this because it's like this is the thing where it's like you must do this because you have a friend. Oh, I don't have friend. This is a friend waiting to happen right here.
What I like about this also is if this is someone you've kind of already know through social settings, you have a basic gist about
Yeah.
how they are as a person, a friend. You've got they've got social credibility, so that's good. So I would say, okay, there's a couple ways to go about it, Matt. I mean, the first step is like, if you don't have their number, do you want to just get into a texting relationship first? Or do you combine them and say, hey, dude, let's repeat our number one tip. Be the friend,
Yeah.
right, guys? You're not going to wait for this guy to invite you to something. You are going to invite him to something, because if you wait for him to invite you for something, you will be waiting for the rest of your life.
That's right. And I think inviting, you said, should you get the digits or should you just go move towards an invite or should you combine them? Definitely you should get the digits, but I also think the next time you hang out, you should be prepared to pick an activity and make it real, get something on the calendar, right? So I think your goal should be to anchor it to something that they're into.
Right. Now, here's the $1,000,000 question, Matt. You have to choose something that you don't want to fake something that you
That's
hate.
right. That's right.
Right. Okay. But if you're this guy, I'm trying to think of a good example, like, because I'd be down to just try something. This guy does whatever. I'd be if he plays golf and you don't play golf, you're not going to say, hey, let's play golf.
First of all, it's a disaster waiting to happen.
But if this guy does a run club and you run, be like, hey, let's check it out.
All right, let me pitch this.
Okay.
So it sounds like they've hung out in groups. Is there a move of making the group smaller and smaller before we just get to the one-on-one hang? Right? If you just the groups and parties, maybe there's a move here to go, hey, me and so are going on a hike. You said you're into that. Why don't you come along? We'd love to have you. Or like me and so are grabbing a drink. You should come.
So I don't even know if we've ever talked about this, which is ganging up, taking one of your existing friends to make a new friend.
Yeah.
So that would be the assumption that me, you were in a group. We see some other third person at parties a bunch.
Yeah.
And we both invite them to something.
Yeah. That's just something I thought of.
I mean, if you're in that specific situation.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, if you're seeing this person in social situations, you have a mutual friend.
Right. You have mutual friends. Exactly. That's why I was pitching it. I was like, you and the mutual friend, we're going to go do something. Next time you do something with that mutual friend, you go, hey, you know who I like? And make it clear, like, who I want to get closer to? John. I'm like, yeah, cool. And then, the other thing you're talking about, what should you do? So sometimes you just get a vibe, right? Sometimes you have activity friends that you make through an activity. But here you're just getting like a vibe friend chemistry, just I like this guy's style.
Yeah.
So you may not even really know what they're into, which is what you're talking about. So I think it should be something that you're into.
Let me ask you this. What do you think about following this guy on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm good with all that.
Just a kind of randomly.
Well, yeah, it's not that random if you've already hung out, right? There's nothing weird about it if you've already, been around this person and like had convos with them.
Matt, you know what I just did? Sort of an annual, talking about your annual ear clean out. I did my annual, I generated a list of who I follow on Instagram who doesn't follow me back.
How do you do that?
So you can download all the apps now. You could download your data in like a Excel spreadsheet. And then there's like a website that will compare who you follow and who follows you.
Then you called it culling. Did you cull?
I called. Now,
how big of a culling was it?
I mean, I don't really follow that many people. I probably unfollowed like 50 people. And that included some
culling.
And that includes some, I have very strict Instagram hygiene, and I don't even use it that much anymore, which is I don't follow anybody I've never met.
Right.
But I'll follow like a store, or if I'm trying to write a script, and I want to like learn more about something. I also unfollowed a bunch of those things, but and there were one or two things that I'm like, maybe this person unfollowed me or something, but anyway, just thought you'd appreciate it. The culling happened.
Yeah. So yes, you can you can message on that way. That's a way to do it.
No, I wasn't even saying that, Matt. I was just
Oh.
saying follow them to like learn more about them, but also to like be that as your initial move.
Oh, yeah. I'm down with that. Look, I think the key of all this is people want permission. We want to lower the barrier. Somebody has to make the first move. So be like we said, be the friend, be the person who makes the first move. You know, it's always great to see. I think it's like, dude, it's always great to see you. Why aren't we hanging out?
Yeah. Yeah.
You like that?
I like that a lot. I mean, I'm just trying to think of like being prepared with, because you
A
need to
plan.
know what this guy is into in order to invite him to something,
Mm.
But apparently, if you've seen him enough,
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
trying to
Next time
think.
you see him, maybe that's it. Like your homework is next time you see him, figure out what he's into.
How do you think we do that?
You just ask, right? You concert
Okay.
guy?
You concert guy.
That's how I do it. You big sports
Well,
guy?
in
You
our
you whiskey guy?
yeah, okay, that's good. I mean, I
You
want
a run
to
club guy?
stop it. Now you're just being
You a
weird.
wife guy?
I
Cult me a
want to
wife.
direct people to episode 184. No, episode 84, where we talk about small talk, where Matt doesn't know what small talk is. He just starts a medium talk. This isn't that, but I'm just saying, you just
I
walk
don't
up to
know.
a
I
guy.
know what it is. I'm just changing. I change definitions.
Yeah. Are you a whiskey guy? That's interesting, because then you're sort of using what you like. I don't know if that would work, because they're going to be like, what's such a random question?
No, it works.
Because another way, yes, and another way would be like, sometimes I say, what's your drink of choice?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they may go, I don't drink. And then you go, great. I'm going to
And you
take you
go,
to a
well,
non-alcoholic bar.
I guess this friendship is over before it began.
Now there's the non-alcoholic movement. That's where you take them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just direct. What, you into pickleball? You
Yeah.
know, like why are we beating around the bush? You into pickleball? I'm in this pickleball league.
What about compliments?
Always good.
Like, I like a compliment, dude, you're in like, how about what's your workout? I mean, if they are in good shape, like, what's your
Yeah.
workout regimen? What do you do? People love talking
you always want people to ask you, see and go, I do Karo Fit.
It's KFX, Karo Fit Extreme.
By the
Or
way, I love Dr. Dave's quote. Did we talk about this quote?
yes, but Matthew, in typical fashion, that's my line that he likes of mine.
Oh, that was your line?
Yes, he lives by my credo.
Okay, fine. So say it. It's your credo.
So I said to one of our mutual friends, as far as like what my fitness philosophy is, I'm always 2 weeks from being in the best shape of my life. It might have been 4 weeks. I'm not sure. Which means,
no, you said two. I mean, well, we agreed it was two.
Oh, okay. So 2.
And then I said I can do 3.
Yeah, I think we're also in our late mid 40s right now.
I don't think you should get past a month.
I don't think it works if it's past a month.
Yeah.
So, and what that means is that, like, I'm not, listen, I ran a triathlon this year, did marathons. I'm not in like tip top shape right now, but like if you give me 15 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
I think it's 3 weeks. I think you should always stay within 3 weeks of the best shape of your life if you can.
Right. So we told our buddy Dr. Dave, and I told him this like 7 years ago, and he's like, I think about it every day.
Yeah, and then he had the most carbs he's ever had in 10 years.
Yeah, I think he like, oh man, I think he had what's it called, like a brain freeze, a carb freeze. But also, what about complimenting their clothes?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm with all of that. But I think the main goal is we want to convert a vibe into hanging out, right? Like now you're stuck in this. Hey, this feels fun every time you see this person. We all have these friends that we've never converted. We all have these just, and some of them maybe are just never meant to be converted. What do you think about that? Some of them are never meant to be converted.
Well, listen, there are some people who are not OTF, so they're not open to friendship at
Yeah.
that moment. This is a minority of people. We found in our work in the field that most guys actually are need friends and are open to friendship, but occasionally you have someone who's not open to it, and that's fine. Practice radical self-awareness or realize what they're not down to friend at this moment. But most guys actually are wandering through life waiting for somebody to invite them to something.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. So, I think again, the things you need are an activity, the number, and a little bit of momentum here. So, let's and by the way, just getting together that first time, that's the hard part, right? Then you're friends, and then you can just text them all the time or whatever, and then you can just make a plan with them.
And before we run out of time, I just want to mention also, like, what about people that you're not? I mean, this guy's already seeing this person
Yeah.
in a social situation. What's the version of this for the other parent at drop off or something like that?
Yeah. Look, the version is taking them to what we call the fourth place. We did this in our third place one. I think it's similar though. What we said was, if you see somebody in a third place all the time, one way to level them up is to get them out of there. If you just see them at the coffee shop or you just play basketball, get it out of there. So if you're at the drop off, the easiest thing is, hey, I'm going to grab a coffee around the corner, something really easy for them to say yes to. Hey, I'm going for a coffee around the corner. Do you want to come? Do you have 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Yeah. One thing we never talked about is putting a time clock on it so the other person like doesn't feel pressured.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so easy to say yes. If I go, hey, you have 10 minutes, I'm going to go grab a coffee before I hit the office.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
that
So
indicates everything. That says, hey, I like your company. I want to have a little bit more of a substantive convo with you than our, 2-minute hi bye at the drop off. It says a lot in that one sentence.
do we answer the question?
I think so. I'm excited for this person. Let us know how it goes. Let us know if you get the digits and if you end up going somewhere and how you ask them to go somewhere. I'm very curious.
Guys, I was asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question, send it to us on Instagram and we'll answer it on the show. All right, Matt, any final thoughts about identifying the Glengarry leads, the warm leads?
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're at work. They're at the coffee shop. They're at the gym. They're every. It's like that movie, They Live, right, where Roddy Piper puts on the special sunglasses and he can see that everybody's an alien. You ever see that?
I mean, in 39 years of friendship and 3 years of podcasting, that is the most obscure movie I've ever
They
heard.
Live?
Never heard of it. And yeah, 1988.
1988. Yeah, he's got these special glasses and you can see that everybody's an alien.
Wow. It was number one at the North American box office.
Well, actually I made money. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, John Carpenter. It's not that obscure. It's got a cult following.
Yeah. I was going to say, I can't, was this in the, I don't know. Strangers are friends you haven't met yet, right? That's the Yates.
Yeah.
But this is like one step. This is like, these are people friends. This is just a guy that's not this is not a stranger.
This person is one text away from being your friend.
Right. You're already like halfway there.
This person is one coffee, one concert, one dinner away from being your friend.
Right. So for our listeners who are trying to make new friends, or maybe they move to a new place, let's look at your fringe friends first. I mean, we call it fringe friends, but acquaintances, fringe friends, people your coworkers, people who their name before you start spiraling out about now I got to meet randos. Start with the fringe friends.
As I said, use our cheat codes. You're not starting at level 0. Start at level 2 or 3 or 5.
And since we never even said it in this episode, you know what happens after what's the next step after a fringe friend? You're trying to make them into a
binge friend.
A binge friend, someone you hang out with all the time and you call your boy.
So guys, please check out the Audible original, audible.com/the buddy system.
And you can also check our stuff out at mannydeerpodcast.com. Thank you for listening. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends. Love you, buddy.
Love you too.